1111 is a popular number that many individuals report seeing often and in random places. This number sequence has been referred to as an awakening code that is a trigger recognized by the brain. 1111 is a symbolic number that stirs up a deep memory within us. It represents synchronicity with all that is abundantly in alignment with a spiritual path and a spiritual awakening. In other words, 1111 is a biological language that activates the dormant portions of our DNA and opens us up to new, higher vibrational experiences. In a previous video that I created regarding what 1111 means, I quoted Simone Matthews as stating, "When we see 1111 everywhere, we are waking up and activating or turning on our so-called junk DNA. As our DNA turns on, we free ourselves from the illusion of the physical world and awaken to the sacred field of creation and divine beauty and love of Source within us all. The unity of the divine feminine with the divine masculine." Furthermore, she states, "The first number 11 in 1111 represents the two strands of our DNA double helix spiral, and the second number 11 in 1111 represents the energetic bodies or auric fields that surround every DNA helix spiral within every cell of our body. When we see 1111, we are resonating our DNA's auric field and hence activating or turning on the expression of our physical DNA. This video will take this concept a bit further, but I will leave a link to my other 1111 video in the description of this video for those who would like to learn even more about this DNA activation and the spiraling twin strands coming into consciousness when prompted by the 1111 awakening code. Some believe that our consciousness created a binary world in which everything appears to be either turned on or off regarding our perception. This concept states that the human brain is triggered by these binary code numbers 0 and 1, with the number 0 representing off to our perception, and the number 1 representing on where our perception is concerned. Subsequently, the number 1111 means all on, or all systems go. It's a green light of sorts. It is a transition from the old energy world of duality to the new energy world of oneness, with oneness being defined as unified, whole, or one in number. 1111 represents that oneness beautifully, prompting those who see it to embrace that they are one with all things, and that seeing this number indicates a strong intuitive connection to all that is. Those who see this number often are generally in a time-accelerated personal change and growth, where setting intentions that are paired with action is key. They are being activated, so to speak, with the reminder that they are more than a physical body, that they are energetically connected to all that is, and that it is the perfect time to awaken to their divine purpose and create life intentionally. In regards to the number 11, I also want to make reference to the 11th gate, which is a mystical path that is also referred to as the Golden Pathway. It's an ascension pathway related to the story of Jacob's Ladder that is recognized as meeting you where you are on your spiritual path and offering support to accelerate that path. These teachings point out the 12 gates to the city, metaphorically meaning that there are many paths back to your spiritual divinity through enlightenment. From the website thegoldenpathway.org, they state, "Beloved Mary Mother in her dictation from January 11th, 1988, refers to Jacob's Ladder and of our need to embrace our own climb upon the ladder. She says, out from the great central sun, luminous spheres descend for the healing of the hearts, souls, and bodies of the millions who have not entered into the vast panorama of life that can be known, realized, and adopted. I call to you, beloved, and I call to all souls of light. Come up higher and see the realms of light. Do not wait for them to descend upon you, but climb Jacob's Ladder." Interestingly enough, it's also said that Jacob's Ladder is a reference to an ancient understanding of our DNA. And furthermore, it's said that different numbers carry different energetic vibrations, and that you can work with those vibrations to create positive outcomes in your life and the lives of others. 1111 has recently been establishing itself as part of the collective consciousness. Greek philosophers such as Plato and Pythagoras believed that numbers govern the order and harmony of the physical universe, and both the Egyptians and the Greeks believed that order and harmony were the keys to the development of man's soul. More so, the Greek word cosmos means order, first used by Pythagoras in regards to the order of the universe and directly relating to the term as above, so below from the second verse in the Emerald Tablet. This phrase expresses the concept of macrocosm and microcosm. Macrocosm comes from the Greek words makros kosmos, meaning the great world, or the universe as a whole, and is understood as a great living being. And microcosm comes from the Greek words mikros, cosmos, meaning the small world, or the human being, understood as a miniature universe. In other words, smaller systems, particularly the human body, are miniature versions of the larger universe. By understanding these smaller systems, you can understand the larger and vice versa. And if you consider 1111 as seen on a digital clock, it is a mirror image of itself that may indicate the unification of the self back to the state of oneness, creating a deeper understanding of the concept, as above, so below. Let's discuss how you can work with the energy of 1111. The energy of the number 1 represents new cycles, new things, and new beginnings. If you are seeing the number 11 repeating itself often, it's a good idea to pause and connect with your intuition, as this number is associated with creativity and spirituality. As previously stated, think of it as a green light. All systems go. It's an indication that the energy around you is great for moving things forward. Think of this awakening code as a gateway that provides you with enormous potential and an opportunity to take deliberate and conscious action regarding the direction of your life through a deeper understanding of yourself. Here's a great way to practice this when you see the number sequence 1111. When you see this number, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, quiet your mind, and open your heart. Become aware of the present moment, allowing time to just fade away, and focus on your senses sharpening so you can see, hear, feel, or sense in some other way the message being given to you in that moment. You don't have to think about this too deeply, just allow it to appear to you. And once you have intuited this message, imagine a cloak being placed around you that represents the message you have received. Maybe the cloak has the message written on it, or you again just intuitively know that the cloak is the message. And then mentally walk around with this message as a part of you. Wear it wherever you go. And as you do this, you begin to allow the creation of a new belief in the power that this message has in your life. And then just be open to the fortune coming to you because of your conscious connection to the message that you've received. From a metaphysical perspective, the appearance of 1111 is said to occur more frequently to those who've opened themselves to a path of self-discovery and spiritual guidance. When seeing these numbers, seek your own meaning regarding you and your life. These numbers and their vibration are an invitation being sent to you to open yourself to your divine nature. But only you can decipher what new beginning is on the horizon for you when you see 1111. And know that if you open yourself up to the answers, they will come to you. As I stated in my previous video regarding 1111, because these numbers are an activation code and a gateway of potential, an opportunity is always presented after seeing this. Your acknowledgement of this begins to open you up to more aligned thoughts and synchronicities. Pay attention to these signs with a sense of wonderment, and open yourself further to the energy of messages being given, celebrating these signs of synchronicity each step of the way, and knowing that your new chapter is upon you.